seriously feel like I'm about to pass out. I did it. I feel like Rambo. Ay, perdón. Alright, so right now we came into one of the little restaurants and they have such a beautiful view. But pretty much we're gonna have a drink that they call el canelazo, which is cinnamon, passion fruit, and aguardiente, which is like moonlight, like Colombian moonlight, and then something else that it's like a sugary, we call it papelón. So we'll see what it tastes like. And she says that it helps with the, the symptoms that we have from the being so high. Another thing that they said is that that's my tour guide. Another thing that she said is that Bogotá is called the town. ¿Cómo le dijiste? La tierra cerca de las estrellas.
Bogotá, 2.600 metros más cerca de las estrellas.
Bogotá, 2,600 feet closer to the stars. So that's what Bogotá is known for, because of the high altitude, which I'm feeling very deeply in my chest. Go with the panelazo.
Look at me.
Está rico. So good. Salud. How interesting is this? So this is a representation of all of the homeless people that died during COVID, and it was brought here in 2021 by a Canadian artist. So it's supposed to represent Jesus or homeless Jesus. It's insane. So by the bathroom line, look at what we found. So there's a cat that lives here, and she has little babies that go in there. And her name is Monserrate. This is so cute. She doesn't want to come say hi, but yeah, she lives here. We didn't ride the cable car today, but this is what it looks like. I'm actually glad we didn't, because it scares me a little. But this is what it looks like in contrast to the city in the background. Pretty! Now we go to the bathroom. Real quick, so if you're gonna come to Monserrate, make sure that you come early, because otherwise this is what you're gonna find. See that line? Yeah, it goes like all the way up there. So let's don't do that. Like, we're already done and it's early. We had a great time, and now we're gonna move on to the museums. So good times. demasiado buena. Ahí lo digo.
Me encanta el video.
La que va a comer, que va a tomar.
Me encanta. Here's another view of the mountain, and at the bottom of it you can find one of Simón Bolívar's house. Well, one of his houses. He had many. He was a rich man. But yeah, so this was one of his houses, and our tour guide told us that, you know, he cultivated his own like veggies and stuff because he was afraid of being poisoned. So another cool fact that you'd only learn if you're traveling with a local. Awesome stuff. Another cool thing that I just learned, right on the side of these buildings, these colorful buildings, by the way, they're college dorms. They're called City U. But right on the side there's this bridge, or you know, what it used to be a bridge. It's not being used since a long time ago, and there used to be a river that went right under it, and now it's just abandoned because, you know, you can see that there's no water. But it's a really cool fact that shows you a little bit of the history of Bogota, and apparently it is to connect this side of the city to this side of the city. So it's really cool to see how, you know, the old meets the new. Another cool fact, so this right here, it's La Pola, or Pola, and she was a leader of the native people of Colombia, and she was actually killed in Simón Bolívar Boulevard. And the reason why she was killed is because she was a leader. So what they did here in Colombia, or not the Colombians but the Germans, they brought the beer to the Colombians, and back in the day they didn't used to drink that. They used to drink their own alcoholic drinks that they would make, but they realized, or the Germans realized, that because that was a national drink, they couldn't charge taxes for it. So even if they made a company, they couldn't charge taxes. So what they did is that they brought the beer and they called it Pola. So that's the reason why nowadays beer in Colombia is called Pola. And you know, the marketing back in the day was, you know, be brave with a Pola, or you know, feel brave, feel like a leader with a Pola. And they still call them Pola to this day. Another interesting fact. Alright, so now the second stop of our day, we're gonna be at the Gold Museum. I'm waiting for my guide and my sister. They went to the bathroom, but I'm super excited because this is another place that it's like a must go in Bogota. So we'll see what it's all about.
Por el Mar Caribe, acá está Panamá y debajito está el Océano Pacífico. Por eso el Pacífico colombiano. Aquí en el centro es la zona andina, que es donde está la cordillera de los Andes, donde está ubicada Bogotá. Esto es por esta zona. Esta es la zona Orinoca, la que conecta con Venezuela, tenemos unos Andes, donde está Arauca y demás. Y acá abajito está lo que es Amazonas, que conecta con Perú con Brasil. ¿Qué pasa? Que si ustedes miran, dependiendo de cada mapa, ustedes podían ver más presencia plata, latino, cobre, y en su defecto. Si ustedes se fijan,
Here's an example of how the gold was worked. So what she was saying is that they just hammer it down, and that's why it looks kind of like that. But then they polish it, and then it looks like that. It's still not super shiny, but that's like how it's supposed to look like without, you know, when they do it naturally.
Entonces por eso vamos a ver los circulares, figuras bastante perfectas, exacto. Ahora bien, si ven este personaje de acá, este se le reconoce como un chamán, un cacique. ¿Conocen las diferencias entre?
So I was looking at all of this, you know, beautiful art, the elongated brains that they did on their own by using this like turbines things to enlarge their heads. And then I kept going down. Look at this, kind of creepy. And then boom, that. thoughtful man thinking about what he likes the most, I guess. Like what? Beautiful masks. So our tour guide mentioned that these were the masks that they put on the caciques, or like the kings, because they prayed for them for over 15 days when they were already dead. So they put these masks on them to kind of like hide the natural decomposition of the bodies. So pretty cool. So this is what their last place of rest looked like. So pretty much they thought that once you die, you don't really die. You go into like a different life. So they brought in all of their stuff, kind of like the Egyptians did. And, you know, the entire families were in there. And they brought in all of their belongings, so foods, any goods that they own, so that they could live there happily, like in their second life, pretty much. Pretty amazing. And this is kind of what it looked like on the outside. Not always. Sometimes it could just be one, but some of them would look like this. Here's another example. Oh, let me focus. There we go.
Bebidas artesanales, como la hecha por la.
If you look at the Club Colombia beer, this is what the symbol is.
¿Qué pasa? Que ellos se quedan dentro de su transformación que se convierte en animales.
So what she's saying is that, you know, when they drank or got hammered, they thought that they became animals. So this is kind of like a mix of an animal and a human being. Look at the little frogs. So pretty much she was saying that the natives of Colombia use the frogs to find sweet water, or like river water, lakes, water that they could drink. And, you know, it's what she calls a bio symbol. So it's when nature symbolizes what's happening in nature.
Por eso esta persona sí ve que están dentro de como llamarada. Ajá. Y esto es lo que se encontró junto con la pala. Sus cositas.
Mussler.
La televisión. Es cultura general, muchachos.
Here's a coca leaf, and she just told me that they would grind the seashells together and they were sniffing. And this is what they used to sniff them. Gold. So here is the ayahuasca. If you've ever heard of anybody who's done an ayahuasca treatment or an ayahuasca, a treatment, they pretty much have to go a few days without having sex, having meat, free of a lot of things, and then they consume this, and the shaman or the tribe doctor kind of like does a ritual where they clean their bodies, and this helps people when they're trying to maybe leave drugs or like stop smoking, or it helps you. I mean, maybe if you're like a sex addict and things like that, they say that this helps you because it cleans your body and it heals you because of the whole process that you have to go 7 days without doing anything, and then you do the ayahuasca treatment. So pretty cool.
Los españoles por mucho tiempo los caldeanos, ¿no? Porque sabían la importancia del cabello. Entonces, este es el mito del dorado. Está el cacique entrante, los sacerdotes al frente y los guerreros atrás. Se cubría de un polvo de oro, se le cubría básicamente todo de oro y se arrojaba al mito a la mitad de la laguna para fertilizar. Recordemos que el hombre es el que tiene
for a total of 7 days. Once they pass that test, they have to go in these little boats and travel to different areas and give their their gifts, which is in a form of gold. So pretty much he would go into the water and go down and then out, and this represents the fertilization of the water. So he's leaving his seed or his gift, and then he comes out of the water, and that's the last step to become the king or the cacique. Right now we're seeing the representation of when the cacique or the king will go into the lakes and give his gift. So in the tour, this is a little fruit that we saw, and it signifies water, and the city actually adopted it. Pretty cute. How amazing is this? So in this area, our tour guide was just explaining us that it's the area where they kill the president, or actually not the president, he was running to be president. His name was Jorge Eliezer Gaitan, and that murder caused the El Bogotazo. That's what they call it. So the Bogotazo. And what this pretty much means is that it was all of the people that loved this person that was running for president got really upset, and they decided that, you know, if we don't get our president, we'll burn the city down. And that's exactly what they did. They burned the city and they left everything but the church. So another cool fact of Bogota. Simón Bolívar Plaza. You're not gonna believe this. These are all made with Venezuelan bills. Bags of made with Venezuelan bills. How insane is this? Look at how creative they get. This is amazing. Come check them out right by the church off the square. Awesome. Right now we're walking into the Botero Museum, and I'm so excited because I'm a fan. So pretty. So I'm gonna briefly just show a couple of the pieces, and this is one of the most famous ones, where he mimics Leonardo da Vinci. So here's another one where or one of his most famous pieces where he mimics, you know, La Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci, and he makes it with his style. Pretty interesting. And another one that I found very intriguing or very interesting when you look at it is this piece right here, which talks about the reality of the Colombian culture. If you see it, the colors here in the corner, yellow, blue, red, it kind of mimics the colors of the flag, the Colombian flag, and also last day in Bogota and we decided to come eat at Santa Juana Gastro Bar. Let's check it out and see what the hype is all about. So super cute, the entrance. Look at this, so pretty. And there's a grand piano right here. Look at this beauty. And that's my little princess. Look at her, so pretty.